Hello, welcome back to Read with Miss Olson. I'm here with the pigeon. Today, we are going to be reading an informational text. Remember, an informational text means that we are going to be learning some real information. Today, we are learning real information about Zinnia's flower garden. We are going to be learning how Zinnia has a garden and what it takes to plant and grow a garden. So that's what we're going to be learning about today. It's written and illustrated by Monica Wellington. She's our author, she wrote all the words, and she's our illustrator, she drew all the pictures. While we are reading today, we're going to have our special word to watch. Our word to watch today is fragrant. Can you say fragrant? Wonderful. What do you think fragrant means? Whisper in my ear. You're right. Fragrant means something that smells really good or has a really good smell to it. That's what fragrant means. When you hear a word fragrant in our book, put a big thumbs up. Let's get started. Zinnia's flower garden. There's Zinnia getting started. She's going off to her garden. Spring has arrived. Zinnia is getting her garden ready for planting. She digs up the soil and turns it over with her shovel. She takes out stones and rakes the dirt smooth. The warm sun feels good as she works. Zinnia carefully plants many kinds of flower seeds in a row. She covers the seeds with dirt and pats it all down very gently. She sprinkles the ground with water. So far, I've learned that to grow flowers, Zinnia needs to put the seeds in a row, cover them with dirt, and then sprinkle water on them. Zinnia waits for the seeds to sprout. The seeds need sun to shine, the rain to fall, and many days to pass. It's hard to wait so long for her seeds to grow. Every day, Zinnia checks her garden to see if anything has happened. Look, the first seedling is poking its way up through the dirt. Now Zinnia's garden is full of green sprouts growing towards the sun. Little stems grow taller. Little leaves get bigger. Little roots burrow deeper into the earth. I want to stop here. I want you to tell me what you've learned so far. So far, I learned I heard you say that the plants are starting to grow. The leaves are growing bigger, the roots and the stems are growing bigger, and they are getting more towards the sun. Let's keep reading. Zinnia takes care of her garden every day. When the sun is hot, the soil is dry. She waters her thirsty plants. She pulls up pesky weeds that try to crowd her plants. She inspects them for greedy bugs. She measures how tall her strong and healthy plants are growing. Every day they get bigger and bigger. So far, I learned that Zinnia measures her plants to see how tall they are. First thing in the morning, Zinnia runs out to check her garden. She is excited to see the little buds growing on many of her plants. And then, at last, she finds what she has been waiting for, the first flower. One bud has bloomed. How beautiful, and what a sweet smell. There are many more buds that will open soon. The garden grows and grows with blossoming flowers. Zinnia paints, reads, and picnics among them. Butterflies flutter, bees buzz. Zinnia's garden is her favorite place to be on these warm summer days. Her flowers are abundant, and Zinnia cuts some to arrange in bouquets. The fragrant, there's our word, scents of the flowers swirl around her in the warm breeze. One hot summer day, Zinnia has a lemonade stand and puts up a sign. Pick your flowers. Customers come and gather bunches of flowers and drop money in her jar. In autumn, as it gets colder, Zinnia picks the last flowers from her garden. She finds ripe seeds that have formed. They are ready to be collected. She will save them to plant next year. I want to pause here. I want to know what you learned on this page. Whisper in my ear. So far I learned. I heard you say that Zinnia finds all the seeds from her flowers and saves them so she can plant them for next year. The winter days are short, the sun is dim, and the ground is covered with snow. But Zinnia is already planning next year's garden. When spring comes, she will be ready to grow her very own flowers again. This is the end of our story about Zinnia's flower garden. It was so interesting to find out how flowers grew today. First, Zinnia had to plant the seeds in the ground. Then the seeds needed water and sun to grow, and they started to sprout just a little bit. Then they kept growing every day, and Zinnia would measure how tall her flowers were. When they were big enough, she cut them off and she sold them at her lemonade stand. Then, at the end, when it turned into fall, Zinnia took all the seeds from the flowers that she could find and saved them. She had to wait all winter long. Once winter was over and spring came, she was ready to plant new flowers again. How interesting how to make a garden. This was a fun story to read. I have a question for you now, and I want you to draw and write about it. I'm wondering, why do you think the author wrote this story today? Why would they want to write this story? What did they want us to know and learn? You go off and draw and write me. Why did this author write this story? The author wrote this story. I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Put it in the comments below and I'll respond to your drawing. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.